welcome back to another episode of Crazy Delicious Cooking. We're back. We missed everyone so much. We know it's been a while, but on today's episode, we are bringing you something you don't want to miss.
3 words.
Chocolate lava cake.
Yes.
This recipe is divine. It's an impressive dessert, restaurant quality. You probably have most of the ingredients at home already, and it's only going to take you about, I want to say like 20 minutes if you're really fast. So, quick, easy, and delicious. What more could you ask for right here on Crazy Delicious? So let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and go through the ingredients that you'll need for your chocolate lava cakes. You will need 1/4 cup of chocolate chips, or any type of like baking milk chocolate, so 1/4 cup. You are going to need 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter, so this is half a stick. You are going to need a 1/2 cup of powdered sugar. You are going to need 1 egg plus an egg yolk, just the yolk of this second egg. You are also going to need 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, and then 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder. Okay, and then you will also need 2 ramekins. If you don't have ramekins, you can also make this in a muffin tin. The muffin tin might just be a little bit difficult because after we take them out of the oven, you're going to turn it upside down on a plate. So you'll just have to be a little bit careful with taking them out of the muffin tin. These ramekins don't cost very much, and they're really, really useful. We use these for our creme brulee, if you want to watch that episode. So yeah, go ahead and pick yourself up some ramekins. They're just a great addition to your kitchen. And then you also might want to top this with some fresh strawberries. The chocolate and the strawberries.
Those are really big strawberries.
They are.
Giant.
Well, I got the organic ones. They were $1 more. You might want to top them with some strawberries. The strawberries complement the chocolate because this is a very sweet dessert that the strawberries kind of cut some of that sweetness. So once you have all your ingredients ready, it's time to go ahead and whip this up. So the first thing you're going to do is always to preheat your oven, and today we're going to preheat our oven to 400 degrees, and my assistant, of course, is going to do that because that's his job.
Oops, that's the timer.
See, he forgets how to do this.
It's been too long.
It's been too long.
400?
Yes.
Boom.
Thank you. Okay, and while that is preheating, let's go ahead and get started on mixing this up. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our chocolate and our butter, we're going to melt them in the microwave. So you only really need 1 container for this to mix everything up in. And I like to use my Pyrex mixing, I guess this is about 2 cups. My Pyrex 2-cup measuring cup. It's all going to fit in here perfectly, and then it's the perfect tool to just pour them right in the ramekins. So I'm going to set these to the side, and I'm going to get my 1/4 cup of chocolate.
It's okay.
It's okay. And your 4 tablespoons of butter, which is half a stick. And I always like to cut this into smaller pieces so that it melts faster. Now we're just going to melt this in the microwave. I like to do it in like 30-second increments so I can stir it and just make sure it's not going to pop and explode in my microwave. So do it in increments so that you don't have a giant mess. Every time you check it, just kind of give it a good stir. We are not quite melted here yet, so I'm just going to pop this back in probably for another 30 seconds, if that. Alright, this looks pretty good. Just go ahead and stir this up. Make sure it is completely combined and melted. It'll melt as you're stirring it as well, so just don't want any chunks. Up next, we're going to go ahead and add our powdered sugar. So it is a 1/2 cup of powdered sugar. We're just going to dump this right into our chocolate and butter. That looks about right. Just go ahead and dump that in. Now don't put your powdered sugar all the way away because we're going to use that a little bit later for dusting our chocolate lava cakes, just to give it that wow factor, that presentation. We always like a good presentation. Okay, just combine this really well. It's going to get thick. So like I said, it's going to get really, really thick and kind of gloopy looking. But that's okay because once we add our egg and everything else, it's going to turn into more of like a batter again. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and add our 1 egg and then our egg yolk. So here is the 1 egg. And then go ahead and take your other egg, probably over a bowl or the sink, and separate just the egg yolk. Okay. Go ahead and just combine your egg in with the rest of your mixture. You're gonna have to, this is gonna take a minute to really incorporate this. So take your time here, mix it up really, really well. It's gonna get smooth again. Perfect. Next, we're going to take our 3 tablespoons of flour and add those in. 1, 2, 3. And then our 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder. Perfect. Go ahead and stir that up until it is completely combined. So here's the thing about this recipe too. So if we didn't want to eat this right now, because it is the middle of the afternoon here, and this is a dessert. So if you have guests coming over and you want to make this before, you can always go ahead and whip up the batter and just keep it in your fridge until you're ready to bake them. Because to be honest, these are chocolate lava cakes. You want to serve them warm right out of the oven or a couple minutes out of the oven. Of course, let them cool a little bit. But you can go ahead and make the batter before. And then, like I said, put it in your refrigerator. And then right before you're ready to serve dessert, you can go ahead and pop these in your oven and they'll be out in like 13 to 15 minutes. So really good recipe to make ahead of time. I would just suggest maybe once you take it out of the fridge, let it sit on your counter to just kind of get room temperature before you put it in the oven, or it might take a little bit longer to cook. But yeah, certainly make this ahead. It's just really convenient. Okay, so that's it. Our batter is ready. And the next thing we're going to do is just prepare our ramekins. You can use nonstick spray. You can coat them with butter and a little bit of cocoa powder on the inside, but just to make sure that they're nonstick because we don't want this sticking to them. And I always like to put mine on a tray because it's just easier to take them in and out of the oven. They're not, there's no baking soda or baking powder in here, so they're not going to like puff up and run over. And this is like the perfect amount for 2. So, of course, double this recipe if you need more. But I just like to put them on a baking tray just so it's easy. Okay, so just give them a little light spray. Make sure you get the sides. So let's go ahead and pour these in our ramekins. So just split this evenly between the 2. Don't pour too much in the first one because you've got to get to the second one.
That's enough. Okay.
Babe.
You got enough out of it.
Oh. Our chocolate lava cakes are ready to go into the oven for approximately 13 minutes. You may have to leave them a little bit longer, so set your timer for 13 minutes. We'll check on them and then maybe pop them in for another couple minutes if we have to. They should look kind of firm in the middle, but they're going to be nice and gooey on the inside. So 13 minutes, let's pop them in. Would you like me to set the timer? Or would you like to?
You mazzle.
Oh, okay.
Press and hold.
Boom. Now we wait. And your house is going to smell so delicious, like some delicious chocolate. Our oven is beeping, which means our chocolate lava cakes, we're just going to check on them. I think we might need a few more minutes. I'm just going to pull them out, See if the center is a little bit solid on the top. If it's not, I might put it back in for like 2 more minutes. Let's check on these. Shake them a little bit. I think we just need a few more minutes. So I'm going to put it back in for like 2 to 3 minutes. Just so they get a little bit firmer, because you don't want them to break when you flip them over. I just looked in our oven and our chocolate lava cakes are done, so we are going to take them out. Let's go ahead and take them out, and we're going to set them aside to cool for a few minutes. Okay, so then very carefully, you definitely want to take them off of your tray because your tray's hot. You want to move them to your cooling rack. I'm just going to do these very carefully with our little piggies. So we're going to let these cool for about 2 to 3 minutes. Again, you do want to serve these warm, but not too warm, because you will burn the inside of your mouth on that flow of lava that's going to come out of the center of these, which we'll show you a little bit later. Our chocolate lava cakes have been cooling for just a few minutes here now, and the next step is a very important step for the presentation. We're going to go ahead and take a pot holder or a rag. My piggies don't quite work perfectly for this, and we're going to flip these over onto a plate. They should come out really easily, so let's go ahead and give this a try. Oh, there we go. Oh wow, yep, perfect. Perfect. Ta-da! Perfect. Look at that. Okay, all right, you do the next one too. Seems like this is a job for your assistant. Uh-huh. Oh yeah. Oh, careful. Is that the key?
Yep.
Okay, the key is to knock it. Wow. Okay, there we go, our 2 chocolate lava cakes. We are going to dust these with some powdered sugar and add the strawberries to the top. Let's go ahead and do that. Get some in there. And then just do a light dusting.
Ooh, they look good.
They are looking amazing. Okay, and then we're just gonna go ahead and top it with a few strawberries on the top, just like that. Just make a little fan pattern here. Our chocolate lava cakes are out of the oven, garnished, and ready to be eaten. They're so easy and so crazy delicious. Yep. So in this episode, we made chocolate lava cakes. This will be the dessert to impress your friends and your family, or anytime you just want some little sweet treat after dinner while you're at home. This is the recipe you'll want to make. So thank you for joining us on another episode of Crazy Delicious Cooking, and we'll see ya next time, which is hopefully very soon. Bye! I'm out of breath. I'm out of breath.
Oh, that was good. That was good. It's okay.
It's okay. Here's your little snack, Lois.
Oh, okay.
What's that TikTok? It's like me defrosting something. Just so they get a little bit firmer, because you don't want them to break when you flip them over. Oh God, my knees popped. Oh, my knees popped. Something popped. Oh. We're getting old, everyone. We're getting old. Like, we go to bed at like 9 o'clock. God, we have to eat more lava cakes.
Take it to work.
Okay, Louis.